Hey Rishi, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How are you doing out there?
Yeah, good. Good, thank you.
Good. So,
Just still in my studio working.
yeah, first of all, how are things in Mumbai?
Things are good. They're slowly getting lifted and everything's kind of, getting back to normal. But you know, I think it is what it is. It's been a very tough year, I think, for people in the entertainment industry and cinemas are kind of reopening and everything like that has been happening this week. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, good to see things are opening up again. That being said, though, you've had a busy year. You've had some great releases this past year.
Yes, it's been busy with the label. This year we put out some real cool music actually with Kya Hua and Galat Ho Gaya, Lost, with the three chapters, and then now obviously Zakam. So it's been good.
Yeah, so Zakam, that's your latest track. We've been listening to it nonstop since it's been released. We had Rush on the radio yesterday, actually. I was talking to him about the latest. So, first of all,
Yeah,
congratulations. It's a great
thank you so
track.
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so Rush, was this your first project with Rush?
No, this is my third actually. I
Okay.
started to work with Rush back in 2015 on a Dave Bauer project that I worked on. And Rush was introduced to me via Dave. And then when we launched Break the Noise last year, we did the song called Daste Tu with Jagtar, and I featured Rush on that. And then when I started working on Zakam, I had the music done and I wanted to get a rapper. I was talking to a few different rappers, and then I thought actually I need someone that's quite easy on the ear, that's very simple but cool. Because this whole kind of song wasn't revolved around any artist. It was more about the sample that I used. So Rush was really, I sent him the track and he loved it and he did what he did and it was great.
Yeah, the video is actually really cool. So where was that video shot actually?
Video was shot in Mumbai,
Okay.
just 3 hours away from Mumbai. It was like an old fort, kind of rundown fort, and Jagtar actually was here once the video was getting done because I was working on his music, and I asked him, "Look, why don't you just star in the video? You'd be really cool. Get your face out there." And he loves the song,
Yeah,
so it kind of worked out really well. So yeah, the video, I think it kind of goes really well with the song because the song is quite haunting. The sample is, and so the video reflects that. So it's quite cool.
yeah, definitely. And the song, it's so nostalgic. I absolutely love this track. It was really nicely done.
Yeah, thank you. It was I think it was the beauty about this was that it wasn't one of those songs that a sample that everyone knows. But you kind of know it, but you don't know where you've heard it. And it's one of those hidden gems. And then, I think what's happened is a lot of people have tried to find where it's from and, and gone back to the original. So for me, it was when I heard it, when Kieran actually played me the original Malik Mere from Zakam, I was like, I'm going to sample this because it sounds very nostalgic. It's got this vibe about it, but it's not a commercial song that everyone will know.
Of course. And what's in the future? What are some exciting projects you're working on? What artists are you working with? Can you share any details with us?
Yeah, we got some. I mean, the next two tracks that my next two songs that will be coming out are really exciting. I don't want to share who it's with because it's going to be really exciting, but I'm sure some people may be able to work it out. So I'm really excited about that. I finished my album as well, so I've been working on an album, which should be coming out, in the next couple of months, which is really exciting because it's complete kind of reflection of, my upbringing in terms of songs that I used to listen to when I was younger, Punjabi songs, Sufi folk songs, R&B songs. It's a mismatch of everything that I do. And it's like 17 songs on there of just different vibes. So that's really cool. And yeah, I'm just working on a Netflix drama. I'm doing the music for that. So yeah, and I think the label is very, is a focus point, is always has been. So that's, I'm excited about the next 2 or 3 releases, which will come out this year, in fact.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Anything in the works with Jay Sean or Juggy D? I know that's a question everyone always wants to answer to of
Yes,
when is
there
the
is.
trio back?
Yeah, there is some, there is some interesting stuff coming up, and it's, and it will be this year. So just watch this space.
Awesome. So now, Rishi, when it comes to like finding talent, because you work with so many different artists, so how do you find these artists, like your radar? Like, are you following them on social media? Do they approach you? Like, how are you able to find artists across the world? I mean, Rush is all the way in California. So how
Yeah.
do you manage to do that?
I think you've got to kind of, for me, I'm always, when I'm on social media, especially things like Instagram and YouTube, I'm always looking at new artists doing cover versions. You know, and Richard, who are part of the label, they're always bringing me, Kieran actually listens to a lot of unsigned artists, and she brings me a lot of artists to listen to. That's been on her radar. So I think that's, before it was a case of people would send you demos, but now what happens is people actually tag you in, like if they've done a cover version of your song or a cover version of another song. And I've actually met some amazing artists and been talking to some really cool new artists with, like with going through that method of me being tagged in something. So I'm aware of it. So yeah, I love discovering new artists. And I think once I discover someone, it's all about, okay, what can I do for them? It's not necessarily that sometimes I work with them, but I always pass them on to someone maybe that can work with them if at that time I can't work with them. But yeah, I think I've always encouraged new artists. The question I get asked is, how can we get our music to you, or how can we get heard? And I think social media is the biggest platform at the moment, just to put your songs out there, just to, if you play guitar, piano, just to sing so people can hear you and see you. And then what happens is people start sharing that, and eventually it will get to the people that it needs to get to.
Absolutely. I mean, social media has done wonders in terms of entertainment, finding talent. It's brought so many people to the forefront. So many people got a
Yeah.
platform because of it. And if it's utilized correctly, I mean, social media is great. We find so much on there.
Yeah, no, that 100%. It is a go-to place now for everything starts there. I mean, even with, releasing a record, it's social media plays such a big part in the lift off of your music, before it even goes to things, to streaming platforms. It has to kind of, you can see how much artists are now, you have to post regularly, get your information out, because, that's just the sign of the times at the moment. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So, a question, Rishi, just because you're out in Mumbai, and this is a question I've always wondered. Like Mumbai, we think of it as like the place you want to go to if you want to be in Bollywood. Like that's a persona it has in like a lot of Western countries that, hey, if you want to make it big, go to
Hmm.
Mumbai. Now you've been there for I think a few years now. So what is the actual culture there when it comes to the entertainment industry? I mean, there must be a lot of people that come there to try to make it big or be featured in a film or a music video. So what is the overall vibe when it comes to the entertainment industry, particularly the Punjabi or Bollywood industry in Mumbai?
Um, I think everyone has their own experience. It's definitely a very, very difficult place to kind of be. There's a lot of horror stories that I've heard, but there's a lot of success stories that I've heard from people that are coming outside of India. I think people need to remember also that there's so much talent within India itself. So if you're gonna come, you've got to come with something which is gonna be very unique. You know, um, you know you maybe if you're a singer, you don't sound like anyone that's already here. You got a different edge to you, whether you sing in English or Punjabi and you mix it. And there's so many different ways. I think as a producer, for me, it's always been about the sound. Like, I have that hip hop, R&B, Indian, Bollywood, Punjabi kind of vibe. So that is my kind of CV as such, and USP, where that's something that I think I can only, I've always done that. So it is a great place to be. I would definitely recommend people to come out here and just feel the vibe, and meet people and just see what happens, because if you meet the right people and get in the right places and get your music heard, it can lead to really some amazing things. But I just would just let people just, tread carefully and just, make sure that you are around the right company and, you've got the best opportunities when you come here.
Absolutely. So, Rishi, I actually want to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about Break the Noise Records as well, because that is a collaboration between you, Kearney, and I believe there's a third person
Richard
as well.
and
Okay,
Richard.
Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is the focus with this? I know it's a bit newer. It's been in the works and it's been out there for a few years now, but I do want to take this opportunity to let all my listeners know about this as well.
So Break the Noise was actually, we started it last year in May 2002. Last year, 2020. We formed the label, which is a label which we wanted to kind of give opportunities for new artists to come on board, as well as established artists. Musically, it's a genre-free label where it doesn't necessarily fit in a box of, okay, we do this kind of music, and it's really just showcasing artists from everywhere. The fact that myself and Kieran are from London, but we're here. Richard's from here, but we work with artists from America, like we've done with Rush, like I've done with Jay on Nakare, and things like that. And then we're working with Mumsy and Jagda on Lost, and they're from the UK. Then we work with Yash Navikar on Gyahua and Ravina Metan. So it's kind of like it's a label which we started with the intention of just being a label which just is very international sounding, but yet is very connected to its roots, showcasing and helping kind of our culture move forward. I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Amazing. That's great. And with that, Rishi, anything you want to share with our audience? Any news, any message you'd like to leave with everyone here in Canada?
Well, I love Canada. One, I think I said that to you before, but yeah. Well, thank you so much for the support, and just keep tuned and I'll watch out what we're going to be coming out with next. I'm sure people are going to get really excited because there's a lot of questions always about if I'm working with Jay again after Nakri, and you'll find out very soon. So yeah.
Awesome. And Rishi, could you pick a track, any track I can play for all our audience, one of your favorites?
One of my favorites that I've done, or
Yes.
just that I've done?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I would say one of my favorite songs. What, within the Break the Noise, or just generally?
Just generally. The whole show
Oh,
today is dedicated to Rishi's music.
oh,
So.
I've got. I mean, there's so many songs that I love. I think Lost is something which is I love Lost. That what we did. So yeah, that's one. I mean, I have so many favorites.
Great. So there it is, folks. We're going to listen to Lost. And Rishi, thank you once again for coming on air with me. It's always such a